Hi guys, it's Joy. I'm sorry if I look a little disheveled or funny. I was literally chilling. By the way, don't you just love these colors? It's like a yellow and green and blue. This is another, this is a hoodie dress, and it's thin material for like summertime or springtime or maybe even early fall. Love these colors, but I just love this. And I was just chilling tonight. I was like, you know what? I'm gonna take the night off. I've got some videos ready for this week because you guys know I like to pump out the content, and I decided to, continue to look around and see what's going on online because I don't know, you guys, if you guys saw the videos I posted earlier about the Shane Dawson, Trisha Paytas, I can't say it, Shane Dawson, Trisha Paytas, Jeffree Star stuff that's going on. I sat and went, Trisha is suspiciously quiet. I don't know if that's because she's going to save it for frenemies or for when she goes on the H3 podcast or she's planning another video or, she put out a whole lot of stuff the other day and maybe she's just chilling, right? And sitting with it. But if you guys saw my videos from earlier, first of all, it goes over the situation. So pause this video and go see those two. I'll have links in the description and links up here. And the first one, if you don't know the situation, just explains the situation in that one of the people that Jeffree Star employs, some hair and wig person, I'm not sure if it's both. By the way, thank you guys. You were educating me in the comments about wigs. I know what a wig is, right? I think obviously most people know what a wig is. I don't know anything about them or how it works. And I was like, you bought a wig for like $2,000 and then somebody had to put it in your hair? Don't you just place it on top? Like, I don't know. But thank you. You guys were kind of explaining. So I still don't understand it all, but thank you guys in the comments. You were helping me out because y'all know I don't understand any of this beauty stuff. That's no shade or disrespect, right? It's an art. It's just an art that I'm very ignorant to. So, okay. So basically, one of his people that Trisha has known and worked with. So Trisha went on, it was last winter. I'll do a quick little overview. She went on a vacation to Vegas with Jeffree and several of Jeffree's friends and one of his hair people. Then I guess this person did Trisha's hair. He gave her poor service. And on top of that, she left early because they were just making fun of her, like left and right. Now, Jeffree says he's apologized for it. Here's my thing though. Like if you spent, I'm assuming they spent at least a couple days, right? So the whole time you were just being mean, ditching her and making fun of her. How do you apologize for that when you like intentionally knew you were being mean? It almost feels like they literally invited her just to have someone to make fun of, which is disgusting. So anyways, Trisha, out of fear for losing her friendship with Shane and Ryland because they are very close with Jeffree, just because Jeffree is a very toxic person and she's kind of scared of the people around him, she didn't speak. Now, over the last year, she's kind of opened up a little bit, and the other day she made a video where she was talking about the service she got from this guy, hairbyjay, but she didn't even say his name. She was just talking about an experience, which a lot of YouTubers do that. In my last two videos, I did that, talked about experiences with people that I know. I'm not gonna, I'll protect people's privacy, even if I don't think they deserve it, simply because I want to try to be a respectful person. I decided to put myself on here. They didn't, right? And I'm not here trying to out people necessarily. So this guy, though, go check out my video, goes on like a 20-minute live stream rampage. First, he says nobody made fun of her, nobody did all the things Trisha claimed, and then said, yeah, we did make fun of you because you're ugly. He went into making fun of her skin, her body, her weight, her hair, just everything, her past, her sexuality, everything they could make fun of, he tore apart. He literally proved her right. Then he gets on a live stream because H3, which I'm really happy about, they stuck up for her and they were on stream and they let her on stream and everybody was really standing by her, which I was really happy to see because this guy starts physically threatening her. He then starts showing up at her place, taking photos of her car, like stalker stuff. This is getting very scary. And apparently Trisha says this guy brags about that he's hurt people or he's ended the lives of people and this, that, and the other. And there's a lot of back and forth with this, right? So it's a 5-minute overview on this story, but there's a lot to this story. So here's what happened. In some of this, Trisha did some calling out of Shane and Ryland. And you guys know I like Shane, but I'm also going to say, I feel like I'm going to give my insight on something as honestly as I can. I will do it as much respect to Shane as I absolutely can because I do really like Shane. He's been very kind to me. And I believe he's a decent person, but he is making some really stupid moves. Some stupid moves. And let me tell you what he did. So, Shane has stood by Jeffree for everything that's happened. Half of why Shane has gotten canceled was because of Jeffree. Let's be very honest. Not that Shane didn't do all this own stuff and have this stuff in his past, but him teaming up with Jeffree really put a negative light on him and helped kind of in situations that have occurred bring out the worst for him. A lot of times if you surround yourself with toxic people, even if they don't directly do something to you, the fact that you're around the toxicity will come back on you. This is just, I've been around enough toxic people to know this is just how it works. It's unfortunate. It's not fair. But this is the reality of dealing with toxic people, and Jeffree Star, in my opinion, seems like a very toxic person. Trisha outed this and said Shane and Ryland knew. They knew what was going on. Apparently, Shane has been a good friend of Trisha's for years. They knew what was happening. Still stayed friends with Jeffree. Trisha didn't want to, she was so concerned about Shane and what a hard year he has. And he's got a wedding coming up. And she's like, I didn't want to stir the pot. I didn't want to disturb anything before their wedding. She was trying to protect Shane this whole time. So she didn't say the things that she could have said out of wanting to protect Shane and being scared of this guy. So I did a video, first of all, I covered this. And secondly, I did a video that was I hope it was a kind call out to Shane and an explanation that, in my opinion, Shane needs to step up and say something. He can publicly defend Jeffree Star after all the awful things Jeffree Star has done and when Jeffree has been totally silent about Shane. But you can't put out any statement about what's going on with Trisha. Rubs me the wrong way, because how many of us have had those fake friends? Maybe, I'm sure there's information we're missing. Maybe there's more to this with Trisha and Shane than what we realize. But here's the kicker. You ready? Shane unfollowed Trisha on Instagram. And I know, like, at first when I heard that, it was like, and? Because, I don't Instagram a lot, but I realized, in the social media sphere, that's a big deal. It's kind of like, it's kind of like an endorsement in a sense when somebody follows you, right? Kind of a big deal. Guess who he still follows? Jeffree Star and hairbyjay, the guy who threatened her. So Shane is going to stand by the guy who threatened her, stalked her, and showed up at her house, all because Trisha called out that Shane knows how awful Jeffree is and personally knows how awful Jeffree and friends and company have been to her, and he says and does nothing. They've been friends for years. Now, I said this in the last video. I'm going to say this again. There are two scenarios I see to why this is happening. Number one, because Shane is a damaged person that grew up in abuse, he is staying loyal to the people who hurt him. It is a real weird form of trauma bonding that happens. We protect the people that are toxic and that hurt us. We are programmed to protect them. And we are programmed to defend them. So I could see that being a possibility. But if I'm going to be honest, Shane is a grown man. I'm grown, right? We're all grown. Now, just because we're grown doesn't mean we're not figuring stuff out. He's taken a year off social media. And I think a lot of us have hoped that he was doing some self-reflecting and doing things that would be good for himself. In fact, in the other video, I specifically said this. I said, Shane has got to get these toxic people out of his life. If he doesn't, they are going to take him down. Their energy is going to bring him down, and he cannot really move forward in the way that he needs to. And sure enough, at least from the Instagram standpoint, he's sticking with Jeffree. He's sticking with Jeffree and hairbyjay. He didn't unfollow hairbyjay. Guys, go check. He didn't unfollow them. He is still with these people. Why is Shane endorsing a guy who has physically threatened and stalked one of his friends? And it's frustrating to me because Trisha's taken so much heat over this last year. And by the way, I'm not a super Trisha Paytas fan by any means. I respect her as a businesswoman. I respect so many things about her. I don't agree with a lot of stuff, but I respect her. I respect what she's built. I respect that she unapologetically puts herself out there, sometimes too much, sometimes it hurts people. I'm not saying she's perfect and she hasn't made mistakes and she hasn't done hurtful things. But nobody, I don't care who you are, nobody, especially no woman, deserves, because she anonymously talked about experience, to be physically threatened. And here's the kicker, and I said this, I'm like, Shane on some level is going to have to choose loyalties here. What's more important, your relationship with a toxic human being or your friend being safe? He chose a toxic relationship. It's hard. I want to believe in the best in Shane. I've said that from the beginning. But at our age, for him to choose to make the choice to continue a toxic relationship over your other friend, your closer friend, one of your longest friendships in the YouTube world, somebody she has just gone to the hilt defending him. you're going to choose the toxic person. Honestly, it breaks my heart. And it shouldn't. Maybe people are like, oh, this is just silly drama. It's just, we've all been through this. I can't tell you how many people I've been through this with. I've been that ride or die. I've been that, I'm going to be your family. I'm here for you. I've got you. What do you need? I go to the ends of the earth for you. And those people sell me out as soon as they can. And a part of me, it makes me a little embarrassed because here I've been going, I think Shane is well-intended. And I still want to believe it. But seeing this action, if Shane continues to act like this, he needs to build back trust in what's happened. Regardless of, we can sit here and argue whether or not his cancellation was fair and unfair. And I've already I've given several perspectives on this. In fact, I have a video coming out tomorrow. I'm cringing because I actually ride for Shane in the sense of I have more explanations. I feel like I'm going to have to take that video down, re-upload it, and give it a disclaimer in the beginning because of all of this, because I made that video before all of this happened. I still hold the thoughts and the feelings I have about Shane, but it really makes me question, why would he be staying by Jeffree right now? So then here's the question. Is there more to the story than what we're aware? And at this point, I think between Shane and Ryland, somebody's going to have to speak up. Why would you choose the toxic person over the real friendship who's rode for you and her safety? And Trisha's not perfect, but it doesn't matter. Really, perfect, does it? Perfect is just perfect, really? What is the word perfect? That is a specific ideal that every single person has in their mind. It's different for everybody. Perfection doesn't even really exist. It's not to say Trisha's obviously flawed, but I don't think she deserves this. I think Trisha gets put in many unfair situations where people are mean to her, they label her crazy, this, that, and the other, and then people say she deserves it. I do think it's possible some of why it happens to her is because of the trauma she's gone through that she's working on. She, in a sense, yes, she attracts it into her life, but it's not necessarily her fault because this is just crap that happened to her. And she's programmed to be a target for predators. I'm not calling Shane a predator, by the way, but this was a really mean, awful move. It's really gross. And he won't talk about it. I hate this passive-aggressive unfollow, and I kind of, before, defended a little bit going, well, he's been canceled, so he probably feels like he can't talk about anything. If you can't do anything, for him to unfollow Trisha, he knew that was going to create waves. Why did he do that? So is it trauma bonds or is it money's calling? I would really hope that's not Shane. Shane vouched for me, put me in his docuseries, shouted me out. I will be forever grateful that he did that. It gave me so much confidence in myself, and I, honest to God, to this day, I will always be grateful that Shane did that, and I want to believe in the best in him. I'm hoping there's more to the story than what we know, but I thought I would give you this update right now. If he was going to unfollow on, I could see him unfollowing everybody, right? Then I would be like, okay, maybe he's trying to separate himself. The fact that he's not over, he's still following Jeffree, but he's following hairbyjay. I don't like it. I don't like it. And I'm going to say what I said before. Shane's not going to watch this, obviously, and that's fine. He's busy being Shane. You've got to re-examine the people you're around. The people you're around can make you or break you. They really can. And I still think if he made the right decisions, he could come back. But right now, things are not looking good, and it makes me personally sad. I wish nothing but the best for him, his family, and everybody around him, but he has got to wise up and see what is the right things are. But here's the kicker, guys. We don't see everything. I can tell you as a YouTuber going under tons of scrutiny, most people, unless you were close with me, had no clue all the stuff going on in the background. That's why I'm saying maybe there's more to this story. Maybe they got in a fight behind the scenes. I don't know. But this doesn't look good for Shane publicly. And for Trisha, girl, and I've been saying this, I have other videos about Trisha recently, I put up the last couple months, go check them out, where I've talked about this. She has got to reevaluate all of her relationships and her friendships in her life. And it's something she needs to do consistently so that she can figure out who are the people I'm attracting or allowing into my life that are being predatory, disrespectful, hurtful, bringing me down in some way. And is that something that can be salvaged? The fact that she had she had an understanding she was scared to speak up because she would lose Shane, and then she lost Shane on some level, she knew. And you know what's sad? Even with H3H3, when she was saying how upset she was about it, she said, I'll still ride for Shane. I still love Shane. He could hurt somebody and I would love him. And so it just makes me sad. I thought I'd give you guys a quick update. I don't want to say too much else, but that's where we're at right now. Now Jeffree has kind of spoken up, and it's some of it's kind of apologetic, but it's also really passive aggressive. I think I'll save that for another video, but I think this is going to get messier and messier, unfortunately. And you know, it makes me sad. Trisha's not perfect. I know she does hurtful things sometimes. I know sometimes she is who she is, but I also think sometimes she gets a really unfair rap. And people dump on her. I think she allows it sometimes, but I also don't think it's right. Because everybody at the end of the day deserves love and respect. I don't care who you are. And I'm sad I am sad watching Shane take these steps, but we'll have to wait and see what happens. Okay guys, if you like the video, then help me out. Give me a big thumbs up, like the video. If you're new, subscribe and hit notifications so you know when I upload, and leave a comment. Tell me what you think. Is there stuff I'm missing? Let me know, and we'll just see what happens. This weekend's gonna be weird. I think it's gonna be weird. We'll see. Okay, I'm gonna get out of here, guys. Go check out my other videos, and tomorrow if you see a Shane Dawson video, remember I pre-recorded this. I might have to take it down and put a message in. We'll see. But all right, guys, I love y'all so much. Take care. Lots of blessings to everybody, and until I see you in the next video, I'm giving everybody so many hugs, mwah, and big kisses. Bye, guys.